Welcome back. We will continue with our topic of the Marin YMCA Youth Court and Restorative Justice System. Don, what are the elements of the drug and alcohol safety skills?
Well, one of the things we do that is really unique and very effective is we help parents understand the biology of a young person's brain. Young people are geared biologically to take great risks. It's not a choice of a young person. So that's one thing for parents to understand. Their kid isn't choosing to take these great risks. They're biologically geared to do that. They grow out of that by about the time they're 25. I like to say part of my role is keeping young people alive until they're 25. And we look at the environment that drives the behaviors. So between 12 and 25 is what we call the risk-taking years. That's a point of differentiation from the family system, where a young person wants to please friends more than parents, until the frontal lobes are hooked up at around 25. So those are the risk-taking years. All people go through risk-taking years. So we ask the parents, without telling old war stories, to share with their children what was the environment they had to navigate during their risk-taking years, and how did they go about doing that, and did they experience any casualties in their peer group. That kind of frank, open talk that doesn't place shame or blame on the individual, but talks about the environment, allows the young people to start opening up and talking about the environment they're navigating here in Marin today that is awash with drugs and alcohol. So we really want to create an environment where the young people and the adults can be open and honest with each other, talking about the risks that the young people are taking, so their parents can support them in surviving these risk-taking years.
And the youth will value their parents' opinion more if they understand that they understand.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And that their parents have their own issues.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, so that's proven to be highly effective. And then we complete the workshop by training young people in 5 different circumstances how to support their peers' survival when they drank too much, how to protect against sexual assault, how to deal with a drug overdose or an alcohol overdose.
Whoa, very practical.
Yeah.
I think this is especially important because it gives youth the opportunity to speak, which, we talk a lot, but a lot of times the important topics are pushed under the rug. They're seen as uncomfortable. We don't want to talk about drugs and sexual assault with our family members or even our close friends. We feel like it's a burden. So having this open and safe environment really to discuss this all and to bring it out there allows them an opportunity to share something they may not have shared with anyone before. There are instances of people getting emotional even at this or on the stand because it is a very emotional time. You're supported by your peers. They're asking very, very hard questions that you may not have discussed with anybody. And that's what helps us form a deep bond with them. And it's this sort of activism that we are giving to our youth. We are allowing them the opportunity to make a difference in their peers' lives. And that's something we should do more often. Youth have such an ability to connect with their peers. It's always some big mystery. How do we relate with our teenagers? Well, if you want to know that, ask their friends. So what this is doing is allowing them to showcase their strengths, to showcase their activism, and to truly be a part of the community and to listen.
Yeah, every Thursday night we have between 30 and 50 teenagers show up to support another kid they don't even know. And this is about young people desiring agency to make a difference in their community. And as adults, we don't permit young people to have their own agency enough. So I'm really proud of the kids for coming to help somebody they don't even know when that person's made a bad decision and needs some support.
And these 30 and 40 kids, we only allow 12 kids or so on our jury. So most of them are just sitting in the audience. They're there for the chance to serve on the jury or the chance to even see the case. And most of them already have their volunteer service hours. This is something we're passionate about. This is, like he said, a great form of agency. And by getting this experience to speak in front of your peers and to really advocate for something you believe in, allows us, I believe we're a hugely politically active generation, and it allows us the opportunity to really go after the things we want. And we've seen that in cases all around schools where people are starting to really be active for what they believe in. Most recently, a little off topic, but Novato High experienced a tragedy a little while back. We lost a classmate of ours, and it was very hard for all of us. So what my peers have been doing was they've been looking to create a wellness center in my school. And I can just say that I'm extremely grateful that my peers are so active in our community and that we are all making a difference. And whether it be at youth court or in anything else in our lives, we are extremely politically active generation, and we deserve the chance to be active in our communities and to make a difference.
Wow, well said.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Do you have anything to add?
One thing I'd like to add is that we also focus on trauma-informed responses. There's a lot of young people carrying around a whole lot of trauma baggage, and there are positive ways you can work with those youth, or there are ways you can trigger those youth. So we do a lot of focus on how to identify a young person who may be trauma victim, and how to relate to their story, and how to work with them to increase their confidence and capacity to move beyond that trauma.
This is really going to help these people throughout their lives once they have this education and knowledge.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah.
One of the things that just warms my heart is I have kids who go off to college, and when they come back during the spring break or the summer break, they're right back into the youth court, all the way through their college years.
And one thing that completely shocks me every time I go to youth court is we aren't making the respondents speak. We don't make them go up there and tell their life story. If they want to, they could just answer with yeses or nos or one-word answers. They wouldn't even have to answer at all. We don't make them speak about things they're uncomfortable with. But every single time they come up there and they share these intensely personal situations with us, they trust us and we try to help them the best we can. And that's just something that shocks me every time, that someone who comes in here maybe with even a hostile attitude to having to be sent to this program, it's not something they're doing out of their free will. They are able to take the time. They're able to really look at their situation and internalize what has happened and really speak to us about the issue, even though they don't have to.
Wow, very interesting. Well, thank you both for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
And thank you to the people who are watching.